We are coming to the next part of our meeting. Stay together. We don't want these golden spirits to come in. We must stay united. We have a gentleman who is going to... The next part of our meeting is the evaluation of the speeches. Official evaluation. And to evaluate Shoshana Jones-Resnick's icebreaker, we have the wonderful, ever-glorious Taz Mia, please.
Fellow Joe Sponsors and most welcome guests, good morning. And this morning, what struck me immediately about Shosh's presence on stage is that happiness is a speaker called Shosh. She's constantly smiling, absolutely engaging the audience, because one of the marks of a charismatic speaker is that you're a delightful person to be in the presence of. And even now she's smiling, even though it was her icebreaker. What I noticed was that she was enjoying her potential moment to come, and then when she got up here, she kept enjoying what she was sharing with us. Another thing that struck me was the opening. Now, the opening was a very technical device called a shotgun. She set something up by asking a question. Do you like my shoes? Well, they're different. And then she mentioned her father didn't like them. So at that point, I thought, this is the age-old axiom of start off with a problem and arrive and explain how you end up wearing those shoes. What was very interesting is right at the end, she came back to it by saying, they give me gumption, they give me happiness, and a bit of hope. The other really interesting thing that struck me about the speech was how well structured it was in terms of a timeline. We had the start at the beginning where she started walking, I think, at 8 or 9 months, which is an amazing achievement, and going into the shoe shop with the one person who didn't want to sell shoes. Then the story about the grandmother, and then at the end, the story with her sister, really explaining a timeline as to her connection to the shoes. A couple of suggestions to think about. The first thing is in the second story with the grandmother, we have delightful references. The idea of cooking shaheen in a pot. Please don't give me any more ideas. But what was interesting about that is within that, there were other references that I was struggling to follow. There was a reference, I think, to an indirect reference to the Wizard of Oz with the shoes. Then there was a reference to Wednesday Somebody, who I didn't quite follow. I got Vici, and I think I know the reference to the bullet. So the suggestion here is just to be aware of trying to use perhaps the most popular references for the audience to continue following. Otherwise, they'll try and work out what's going on. The second suggestion that I have is relating to eye contact. I noticed the times that Shosh, even though she was analysing people's shoes, she was looking at the floor, particularly to perhaps just find the ideas. I didn't think that she had a problem with her flow, so just perhaps, maybe it's the challenge of the arrangement. I think definitely something to consider. But I've got to say the most fascinating thing that I found was the challenge she put on herself. I sent her an email yesterday saying, what would you like me to look out for? And she listed about 15 things that she's trying to do with the speech itself, agreeing to the story. One interesting thing she mentioned was that she was uncomfortable with personal storytelling. But I didn't notice that at all today. I found it very engaging. In fact, her voice particularly engaged me because I was wanting to hear every single bit of the detail. So as a storyteller, she mentioned that she'd had a challenge with stories in the past. But on this occasion, I think we definitely have found someone who has gumption, who's given us happiness, and has definitely found her home at Edinburgh Secrets.